So here's the thing, right? Every now and then you hear a story that makes you want to question everything. We live in a world where we're constantly being told that we need to self-promote, that we need to do something to make ourselves look better. But we're forgetting to see the potential in other people. We're forgetting to look for that nugget of gold through all the dirt and the people around us. We're so busy clamoring to get to the top of our own pile that we're forgetting to see the potential in others. This is a story about giving back.
We attribute the success to mankind. For joining us.
Against the South African government's strict apartheid policy. Thousands gather outside a police station in protest against...
There once was a man named Eddie Bosch. Eddie was a political activist and was forced to leave South Africa during a politically tumultuous time in its history. In exile, he made his home in Gothenburg, Sweden. Eddie's son Brian married Karina, and they gave birth to another spirited man, a man who found his path. And although he wasn't born in South Africa, and although his particular path had led him away from Africa, his heart is South African. This man is Anthon Bosch.
I feel like my life has been about finding my identity in this world. I mean, I'm born in Sweden, but my grandfather is from South Africa. So like half of my family comes from around Cape Town. And yeah, it's been a big journey finding myself and where I'm from and where my roots are. So me and my grandfather Eddie became, close friends, and I looked up to him very much. I remember he's like a man that, when I was about to meet him one day in, let's say, in Waterfront, and as I show up, he sits on a bench speaking to a 20-year-old guy, and I can see them laughing from distance and being like best friends almost. And they just met just to draw a picture of my grandfather, who he was. And so I looked up to him very much, and he inspired me of his actions through his lives. And I don't know, he, during apartheid, he was in, forced exile and ended up in Sweden because my family is colored. So he was the first South African in Sweden at the time. And, the prime minister here in Sweden during that time, he was very, interested in what's going on in South Africa. So my grandfather had the perfect opportunity to help, stop these things that's going on. And he did what he could, and he worked closely with the prime minister, and like what can you say? He was the trading. He was against the trading embargo against the apartheid government. So, and that like just a couple of months ago, you could it was revealed that Sweden has sent a lot of money during that time to stop the government. So his actions really hit me, and I started to realize that I want to do something as well for uh, for our country. And also, just my parents have been working and exporting furnitures and food from South Africa and promoting South Africa in Europe. So it's always been about South Africa, and I don't know why it's like that, but that made me choose to now compete for South Africa in snowboarding and represent South Africa.
So guys, I mean, like, think about this. Anthon is South Africa's only snowboarder that's representing South Africa in the Olympic Games, or is going to be. Fingers crossed, right? And like, dude, it's like Cool Runnings all over again, but it's a South African version. What you're doing now is you're inspiring youth, you're inspiring younger ones to reach for their dreams. We spoke some time ago about your involvement with a friend of yours in Ocean View in Cape Town. Would you like to just elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, it's been really cool. So every time when I'm in Cape Town, I'm around those kids, and Darren, he's running the non-profit organization called the Clue House, and he just got a farm now, which is real nice, close to the waves. And so yeah, every time I come visit, we go for a surf, and like, as much as I maybe inspire those kids, they inspire me. So it's beautiful to hang around those kids and get energy. And there's such a it's cool what it can do with some support structure, because I've heard what these kids have gone through, horrible things that I can't even relate to. But then hanging around them, I can't like, you can't tell what they've gone through. Their energies are so nice, and they're so happy about everything, and their passion for surfing is really cool to see. So it makes me fired up.
It's humbling, eh? It's humbling, and it makes you, as you say, makes you appreciate how the people around you saw the potential in you and gave you that support structure to be able to do what you're doing. And although the path that you've taken is so very different, because snowboarding in South Africa is, well, non-existent essentially. We've only got Tiffindale and the Drakensberg, but we hardly call that snowboarding. And I think the cool narrative around your lineage and your family, and then also the path that you've taken, and the sort of the circular, the eight, that now you're able to inspire young up and coming South Africans to reach for a dream. And if there's a bit of a support structure around them, just grab it with both hands and do your best. I think that's the message you're putting out there, dude. And it's like so inspirational. And it just kind of, the fact that you're snowboarding and it's such an unusual sport to be associated with South Africa, I think that's the kicker here. That's the uniqueness of, I find, this whole rhetoric, this conversation that we're having, is like, there's such a strong connection to South Africa and how you can inspire, but it's such an unusually different sport that you've chosen to represent South Africa, and it's, you're giving back, and it's cool, man.
Trying to give back what I can from what I got. So that's what it's all about, I guess.
I mean, you take Sia Khaleesi, for instance, and how he has come from a really, really difficult background, as a case and example, and what he's done to inspire young people in South Africa that, again, have, through no fault of their own, not being given the same opportunities, and don't find themselves in a support structure type position to be able to do so. But it doesn't mean they haven't got talent. It doesn't mean they haven't got like goals and aspirations and dreams. They all have, you know. So it's we need this sort of inspiration, dude.
Yeah, man. I believe, you know, just helping one person, you know, can change so much, since you have, you know, the snowball effect. Like if I help one person, he could, like, for example, Darren, how he just got the support structure he needed to break through. And now he's helping, you know, 10 other kids. And in the future, maybe they will help 10 other kids. So it just keeps going like that. And I think it will be a game changer if everybody tries to do something.
We've spoken about it already, but preparation for the Olympics still happening, right?
Yeah, I'm basically the only one snowboarding for South Africa, but that's okay. I got to travel. What it was nice about snowboarding is that people are not really against each other. Like the nations are friends with
Yeah.
everyone.
Yep.
So usually we travel as a big group of people with different nations. But in the end of the day, I'm alone. But I got South Africa in my back. I know that. So it's nice. One summer, my father gets a phone call, and it's Mandela that's giving him a call, and he heard about my story, and that I want to represent South Africa in the Olympics, Winter Olympics. And he was very excited about that. You know, he's all about promoting the country. And he made it happen in, you know, a day.
Wow.
Getting the documents to the right people. And since then, I've been like, okay, I don't have that much people in my back that wants my very best. I don't really want to disappoint them, you know? So, yeah, it's definitely just no looking back and just keep going.
Wow, that's super sick, dude. To have you representing South Africa in the Olympics as a snowboarder, it would be something unreal. But just going back to what you were saying about your grandfather, you know, the way he went throughout his life as a person that you looked up to, and the way in which you described him the first time that you saw him at the waterfront there chatting to somebody. He clearly was a man who saw the potential in other people and looked to the good in other people. And I think, you know, I've got this little notepad that says, don't forget to see the potential in yourself. And for me, it's also don't forget to see the potential in others, because ultimately, even as a sportsman like yourself, you wouldn't have got there if it weren't for the people around you, i.e. your granddad, who's inspired you in such a way, your family, your love of South Africa. You know, you've got a drive that's pushing you along. So really, to see and to appreciate the potential in others and to amplify that, you know, could help everyone who's got a gift, and everyone has got something in them that I call like a superpower. You know what I mean? You just got to try and unlock it. Unfortunately, some are denied in whatever way, as was in the past. You know, they denied a certain path, and some just never get to unlock that potential. Some never find the path. But I find it interesting how you found your path. You found your path through so many different sort of support mechanisms and inspirational mechanisms that have led you to this path of snowboarding, which ultimately brings you joy. But I mean, you're damn good at what you do, and it's super cool to see that connective to South Africa and what's driven you to this point, you know.
Yeah, I think it's really important to have your inner drive that's gonna make you succeed, you know, when you have something strong inside yourself.
Well, we'll be there. We'll be cheering you on, dude. If you make it through, and like if you make it up onto that podium, we're going to make sure that we've got a few hundred vuvuzelas playing in the crowd when you hold that gold and you bite it on behalf of South Africa.
For the dream.
How about X Games, bro? Have you? I mean, is that something that you've explored?
Yeah, for sure. It's been I haven't done one yet, but that's on my checklist. That's for sure. It's been a childhood dream since I was a small kid.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, I don't know. You never know. Hopefully next season already. If not, I'm just gonna make everything in my power to make that happen. That's for sure.
Amazing. Look forward to trying to get involved and trying to help.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to try a Ferral board. I'm so excited.
We're gonna make sure that you're on a Ferral, no doubt.
So safe.
Thanks so much for your time, Anthon. I really appreciate this. And dude, you just keep doing what you do and just go hard, bro. We're rooting for you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Have a good evening.